Kaura TV show and entertainment. A sha kallo lafiya.
Kaura ya karbi jaha.
Kaura ya karbi jaha.
Kaura ya karbi
Show and
Mutunci gwamnan mu.
A cikin kwana 60.
Kuma abin da ka damu mu.
A cikin kwana 60.
Gwamna ya san matsalar mu.
A cikin kwana 60. Cibamu ko yan yuti.
Ka tambayar shi zai fi kyau ga sojan ga na damfara.
Daram dam gwamnan Kebbi.
Kana ta ayyukan jaha suna kotu suna jira.
Wata ta kamar
Mai
shekara.
kusumbi na kafa gare mu yau ya koma dara.
Daram dam gwamnan Kebbi.
Gashi ta kwabe dan amali ya ɗebo kurkura.
Wata ta kamar shekara.
Ci kwaikwaiwa indurutu sai ka koma bara.
Daram dam gwamnan Kebbi.
Gode Allah gwamnan jihar mu Kaura mai nasara.
Wata ta kamar shekara.
Sabon SSG tafi da ne shi yayi kira.
Daram dam gwamnan Kebbi.
Da honorable na Maroko kai ka san bajira.
Wata ta kamar shekara.
Akwai haske yan lema, akwai haske babu. Akwai daɗi yan lema, akwai daɗi.
Akwai mafita PDP, akwai mafita.
Ina hauni yan lema, ina dama babu. Shayin lema, shan shayin ku akwai daɗi babu. Majan
Other professionals want to acknowledge the students in events like this, gentlemen. Today. Because in the next 2 weeks, I'll be handing over this office to another person. And so, for Kebbi, it's a landmark event because you were able to draw me here. And I've always joked that 3 weeks ago, I was in Chicago. And I came to my mind, where is it? Yes, I've always heard of using it, but I've never used it. So I thought and said, okay, I'd always made it a point of duty that my presidency will be marked by encouraging chapters as best as I can, because I always believe that once the chapters are strong, the institute is strong. We don't want an institute that is strong in Abuja and is not relevant at the grassroots. So based on that, I gave him my word that I'm going to come to training Kebbi. Then something came up. The National Council on Housing annual meeting or conference is holding in Kaduna about this time. And it's also a very important event that as president of the NIA, I needed to be at. But then I said, how can I disappoint Kebbi? So there's always another opportunity to do some of these other things. But that for Kebbi chapter is very significant. And it's significant in the sense that the chapter is 21 years old. So in terms of the history of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, the NIA is about 63 years old. So Kebbi belongs to maybe the third generation of chapters that came on board. And that in these 21 years, beyond the inauguration, no president of the Nigerian Institute of Architects has visited Kebbi. And I felt that 21 years was too long to keep a group of people without their father coming to check what is going on here. So I was joking with my friend from Sokoto chapter, because I was in Sokoto for the same National Council on Housing meeting last year. And I thought Sokoto had done the best any chapter could do. But when I came to Kebbi, I was joking with him that, look, I thought you guys did well, but it looks as if the Kebbi people have outsmarted you. And he put up a defense and said, actually, there are more. I say, how they must say they have 3 institutions offering architecture in Kebbi State and they don't have any. So there's a tendency to pull a lot of architects to Kebbi. But be that as it may, it's always very good to acknowledge when people are doing well and to commend them. Like they say, the chairman does not say he has succeeded until his successor has succeeded. So I want to give credence to all the past chairmen of this chapter, and I can see a lot of them seated here, that you've held the chapter together. That's why we are able to come here today, and I must commend you all for that. When did you get to Kebbi? I thought we saw you in Abuja 2 or 3 days ago. I said, well, that's the calling that I have signed on to, and I think I owe this chapter a sense of responsibility and duty to be here. But on a general note, I'm saying this now regarding the profession and also regarding our architects. I know we are not in the best of economic situations right now, and as I was addressing the students yesterday, that whenever there's a challenge in the economy, is the construction sector that is worst hit. Because people must first of all take care of the subsistence needs, and that is food and medicine, before they start thinking of shelter. And so when an economy is going through some challenges like we are right now, there's a tendency for there to be a lull in economic activities, especially within the construction sector. This has been compounded by the fact that our exchange rate is very, very volatile right now. But they say in adversity comes challenges. And in those challenges come the opportunity to make a difference. Now, we've been advocating sustainability. We've been advocating homegrown building materials. And there could be no better time than now for us as architects to begin to look inwards to see how we can come up with sustainable practices in the design and construction of our buildings. These days we are talking about Afrocentric architecture, and that's one thing, even at our forthcoming biennial general meeting, it's a topic that we want to talk a lot about. Because as Africans and as Nigerians, we must begin to look inward to provide solutions or prefer solutions that are indigenous to our setting. Here today, and at the end of the day, I'm sure you'll come out with a communique, which would also use to put across to the government and to other members or other chapters of the institute to say that this is what is uniquely Kebbi. Before I sit down, since His Excellency is here, I just want to reiterate the request that he made that the Kebbi chapter at 21 desires to have its own secretarial building. And I want to add my voice to the chairman for please convey to His Excellency this request that land should be made available to the chapter for them to put up a befitting secretariat. Thank you very much.
For not being here with you today, especially seeing the cream of people, the cream of architects that are here. So he has asked me to tender his unreserved apology. And I hope his apology will be considered by Mr. President and the second Vice Chairman. I would want to also use this opportunity I have discovered and I saw a friend that is also a mentor, a friend we started together at Umar Garba, the owner of this Nugget Hotel. We've been together since in the 90s and then later also in Abuja. So I left them there, I came back to Kebbi State. Garba, it's a pleasure meeting you here. My address of His Excellency has been made easy by the acting permanent secretary, who is the chair, of the state chapter of the association. He has said so much, about what His Excellency has done within the shortest possible time. He has been sworn in. Most of these projects are architectural by nature. Construction of roads, construction of secretariat, and so many issues, raised by the state chairman. And on the issues, arising from the presentation by the chairman, the president of this trade association has made it clear to me, and I would want to make it categorically clear to you as well, that after living here, those issues raised, especially on domestication of certain, acts and policies, that I can give you the guarantee that council member will be raised by the Commissioner of Works for consideration of the state government. And on the issue of secretariat, that is lacking here, I'm glad that the permanent secretary is also a member of this. I will direct him to raise memo for us to see the governor on the allocation of loan for a visiting secretariat. So without much ado to it, as I said, that His Excellency would have loved to be here. This is wonderful, a very wonderful gathering, but he is not here. So I feel highly honored, on his behalf to stand here, as you converge, to hold your 25th annual general meeting. I believe the meeting is an avenue, to discuss challenges in your profession with a view to providing solutions at the end of it all. So let me seize this opportunity also to draw your attention to the various building collapses around the country. These incidences, are becoming rampant, and calamitous. Please look into the possibility of advising on the necessary measures and legislations, to curtail this ugly trend. So this is a task, that we will rest on the Professor Amina and her team. And I believe those who would have come here empty, maybe after the presentation, paper presentation, will go back, will leave here loaded. So it is left for you to deliberate extensively on the building collapses and whatever. In Kebbi State, I would want to say we are lucky, to have architects that are committed to the ideals of their profession and always ready to advise the government. And that is why today, at the helm of affairs of the Ministry of Works, is the Honorable Commissioner Abdullahi Muslim, we call him, and then the acting permanent secretary, who is also the chairman of the state chapter. I wish to thank the association for the honor of hosting, for the honor, done to me. As I'm made to understand that His Excellency will cut away an award today. So on his behalf, I would want to thank the association for the honor done to him and the great people of Kebbi State by this singular award. Furthermore, I want to use this same medium, to declare this conference on behalf of the government and good people of Kebbi State. Thank you all. Long live Nigeria, long live Kebbi State, and long live the Nigerian Institute of Architecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the representative of Governor of Kebbi State, Head of Service, Alhaji Garba Safiyanu Bena. Next is the presentation of award.
Immediately I entered. First question I asked me was, how come these ones are just being done now? This thing is over 8 years. But maybe I cannot see. Then he drove me to the state secretariat and told me the story about that. And I told him that this is what the government and the governor has engaged the commission of infrastructure is coming out because once there's infrastructure, there's a people want to build housing because they are good zones and people want to complicate. So in appreciation of the efforts that are taken to infrastructure and also the chapter acknowledges what has done. So they're presenting this award as the architect of modern legislation. Chairman, two permission, I should make it also architect. Okay, this place is very architecture, all manner of architecture. But indeed, it has earned this. Complete to me that in addition to the chairman, the president also sent his messages. I wish I could have met him in person. Because that is not true. So from the end of the chapter, I made this visit.
Let's move on.
And giving assurance. It was a level in the person I was making. Oh, and then Comr.Dr.Nasiru. This point in time, you will also approach this excellent architect of Comr. And I will just do that straight away. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, ably represented by our amiable, very grateful for your presence at this very important meeting. This gives encouragement to the meeting. But much more than that, what has been the problem of development in Kebbi State and also other places in Nigeria has been captured in the speeches given by the chapter chairman and the president. And we are very glad with their acceptance to grant all those requests. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And the National President of Nigeria, please, we appreciate your coming. Even though you have another demanding assignment to attend, but you choose to be here. That encourages us enough to everything. And in fact, that's the reason why I think the governor or the council of the governor assented to all that you requested. The Nigerian Institute of Architects, every chapter, you have done well. We are very proud of you in which of works in particular, because that is your home, your public home. The Ministry of Works and Transport in Kebbi State, honestly, is the hub of all professional associations. And NIA is there, and a very, very active and helpful institute that gives good advices for public works to the ministry. And in fact, their chairman is our permanent secretary. And No wonder when the governor wants to complement and engineer the functions of the ministry, he decidedly bring one of them, an engineer, to come and be the commissioner of police. So this year association has done well for the public what is interested by choosing to bring their principal, to even talk to the governor himself, and getting those things that will actually bring development in matches. The life and the style of governance of our government, our American government, is to bring development as quick as possible, because indeed everything has been left behind for long. Because of so many things, even because of very weak, if I may say, leadership, and who wants to cover it up. And we have shown sign, and we have believed in him that really what he is doing is the best, to bring all professionals together, to give them the confidence that we want to develop everything. And I'm very sure all of us who are here professionals, they are ready to stand with Kebbi State government and Senate to ensure that this development there comes as quick as possible. Lastly, I will thank everybody that comes here, the architects that are very here. In fact, this will be a show. You are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mitin din da ƙarshen shekara zayyane-zayyane da gine-gine, kungiya zayyane-zayyane da gine-gine sai suka zaɓi jihar Kebbi don su zo su yi wannan taro nasu na ƙarshen shekara. To shine mai girma gwamna na zo na wakilce shi wurin wannan.
Wani alkawari za ka yi ma wannan kungiya domin ci gaban kungiyarsu?
To kaman kaga shi mai girma gona ko ina kowa ma ya rungumo shi, ba da kungiyoyi daban-daban da waga kungiyar ta kasance tana ciki. In ka lura tun inda aka fara da zuwa nan, duk ayyukan da aka fara sun hada ne da irin ayyukan da wannan kungiya ke yi, kamar gine-ginen hanyoyin kwalbati da gine-ginen sakatariyar da su ya fara, kuma ya dauko masana irin su kamar mukaddashin shi sakataren dindindin da kwamishina nashi. Za ka ga duk cikin uwa ga kungiya suke abubuwan da suka karanta ne, kuma ba zai yi kasa da gwiwa ba domin tallafa musu.
Wani kira kake da shi ga wannan kungiya saboda su inganta ayyukan da suke yi?
To kaga ga jawabi na turanci na nuna masu gine-gine da su ginin na ke faduwa kamar daram-daram da an kare, to sai su yi kokari su tabbatar da waɗannan ɓata gari da suke cikin su kokari su tace su, kuma su ƙara ba da horaswa ga mutanensu da jama'ansu da su ƙara inganta wannan aiki na gine-gine da zayyane-zayyane da sauransu. Duk wanda suka kama kuma su ina ba su shawara su hukuntar da shi kamar yadda kungiyar su ta tanada.
To a cikin hall dai aikin da aka bani shine na isar da godiya ga manya-manyan bakin da Nigerian Institute of Architects ta gayyata tun daga na national headquarter din su Abuja da shi president din da kuma mataimaki ne mai kula da arewa, sannan kuma da gwamnatin jihar Kebbi gaba ɗaya da aka gayyaci gwamna da kai ne wanda shi shugaban ma'aikata na jihar Kebbi ya samu wakiltar gwamna saboda gwamna ya yi tafiya ta aiki zuwa wata ƙasa Cote d'Ivoire. To gaskiya dai mun yaba ƙoƙarin da sun kai na halartar wannan taron, don taron gaskiya mai mahimmanci ne saboda in ana maganar gina ƙasa da kawo ci gaba ga wuri irin jihar Kebbi, to babu yadda za a yi shi ba tare da su architects sun shiga gaba ba. Dama a built industry wato irin wannan haraka ta gyara gari da haɓaka gine-gine a gari masu tsafta masu kyau, to dole ne sai su architects nan sun shiga gaba don su a gaba. To kuma da sun kai haka nan nan jihar Kebbi mun ji daɗi, sannan kuma da gabansu na ƙasa baki ɗaya ya samu halarta kuma mun ƙara jin daɗi. Sun ɗan ba da shawara ga irin abubuwan da matakai da ya kamata a ɗauka domin ƙasa ta ci gaba kuma a kawo ci gaba da sauri-sauri. Shi ne sun wuce suna son a sama musu ofis wurin zama, a shirye suke in an ba su wuri za su gina, sannan kuma suna son a ba su dama su yi abin da aka ce ma master plan, wato tsare-tsare na zayyanawa na yadda za a gina ƙasa ko gina gari ko gina jiha irin cikin birane. A tsara ko babu kuɗi a ce ga inda za a yi kaza, ga yadda za a yi kaza, ga can za a yi asibiti, can za a yi wannan mafaka ko kuma dai duk abin da za a yi tsare-tsare an tabbatar da shi an same shi kayan kuɗi su zo. To su ne sun ce suna son gwamnati ta haɗa su da duka jami'an wato ministries da ke kula da aikin da ake cema gine-gine built industry. So kuma mai girma gwamna ta bakin head of service ya tabbata musu insha Allah za a yi haka. To wannan dai shine takaitaccen jawabin abin da muka tattauna a ciki da turanci, sannan kuma na ɗan yi kokari na ɗan fassara shi da Hausa.
A cikin kwana 60 ko ɗari ba a kulle ba.
A cikin kwana 60
Nasarori sun samu.
a cikin kwana 60
Mun yaba jagoran mu.
a cikin kwana 60.
Kaura TV show and